What's going on, everybody? This is Renegade #1, aka the Feminist Killer. Hashtag Logitorium. At this particular point, if you know and understand the game of life, and you understand the joke that's been placed in front of your eyes, and you understand the illusion, you understand the female nature, if you're aware of all the components that are thrown at you to keep you complacent, you are aware that they want you to be a pawn, not a king or a queen. They want you to be a pawn to where they're under your supervision under the chessboard. They want to be the kings, and they want us to be the pawns. They want us to be the weak ones, the submissive ones. They don't want us to be awakened. That's the worst type of person to a system of robots or a system of tyrants, right? The worst type of people are people who are awakened, people who are evolving. And that's primarily what you guys have to concentrate on, is evolution. Evolution should be your focus. Growth. And I want to bring the book up. If you haven't read the book that I put in my last video about almost 2 weeks ago, actually, I think from tomorrow it'll be 2 weeks. If you didn't bother reading it, you didn't bother taking a look at it, just go ahead and unsubscribe, because you're not even trying to look. If you are stuck in your ways, you're never gonna grow. And that's the hardest thing. The mind is hooked on repetition. So if you've been doing the same thing your whole life, you're going to pretty much say that that's your reality, that's your truth. And that's how I used to think. I'm 24 years old as of today. My birthday's today. But guess what? I'm still evolving. You understand? I don't care about what I've been doing for 20-something years. If I found out yesterday that I've been doing the wrong things for 20-something years, I have to work my way away from the thought that I had previously. And that's what most of us as men, as spiritual beings, I'm sorry, not as men, because real men, they got to sacrifice and, you know, beat themselves up, and they can't express themselves. So you're not a man, you're a spiritual being. Us as spiritual beings, we have to evolve. We have to focus on things that don't make us feel good, right? Reading, seeking knowledge, doing things you've never done before, right? And I think spending time in solitude and not making any videos for the past 2 weeks, I had time to think about that. You know, I'm not trying to rush out any content like I used to. I'm just trying to really just focus on meditating, just embracing solitude, and just dealing with life, looking at life from afar. Now that I've removed myself from the game, the Matrix game or the chess game that life has put in front of us, I'm just looking at these pawns and looking at them play the rat race. That's another thing. You are insane if you think you can win the race. Competing, stop competing. Competing is not going to do you any good in this society. You're just another person you're another rat. You're another squirrel trying to chase a nut. And they're telling you that it's good that you work hard to get that nut. Get out of that state of mind. There is nothing else to value in this world. The only thing you should be valuing is your own personal evolution, your own personal growth. Money will not do that for you. I'm letting you know right now. It won't allow you to do that. So get out of that materialistic mindset. If you're still in the materialistic mindset, you're still blue pill. I'm just letting you know. You're just another person trying to clutch a physical desire to mask your depression, to mask your hurt and your pain. You need to embrace your pain. A physical desire is not going to do that. A woman is not going to do that. You understand? You don't need the majority of society to tell you what you are and what you can't do. You understand? Because again, you ascend to a spiritual level. You no longer have that ego you used to have. Allow the ego to go. Let the ego go. If you can't allow the ego to go, if you can't let those friends that you used to have go, you will not be able to evolve. You're not focusing on evolution like you should. You understand? You don't have to do everything people in society tell you to do. You don't even have to do what I tell you to do. You know, but focus on your personal growth. Do something that you've never done before, that you never thought you would do. Do something risky, not in a degenerate sense. I'm not talking about go party, go do all the other stupid stuff. I'm talking about be bold. Like for me, I never thought I would cut my hair off, but I did it anyway because I'm working on becoming a monk eventually. You understand? I'm not doing the things I used to do anymore. I'm going to sell my television soon. Only thing I do is go to the gym, work, and read my books. That's it. And listen to nature music. That's it. I go out. When I go out to the nature, to the areas of nature, I'm by myself and I just sit there barefoot and I'm just sitting and I'm listening to my music, clearing my mind, cleansing my aura. And that's the thing. You have to find a way to cleanse your aura. Now, with that being said, when you have a positive aura around yourself, you're going to attract people with negative auras. They're going to try to deprive your positive energy from you because they can't derive positive energy for themselves. So that's the sad reality. So it's not that there's nice people that coming to you, because I hear people say, oh, if you act nice, other people will be nice to you. They just gravitating towards your energy. Don't allow people to be vampires and to suck your energy. You understand? You stay within yourself. You already understand human nature. Human nature is never going to change. Whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day. Nature is always the same. If you think that you can change the laws of nature, or the laws of nature are not concrete, or they don't exist, you are insane and you need to go get checked out, because you cannot change the laws of nature. I can't change the laws of nature. You understand? A man is going to be a man, a woman is going to be a woman. But you, like I've said before, you've decided that you're not going to be a man anymore. You've already given up your desires. You've already given up your ability to have friends. You are developing a new lifestyle. If you're not trying to develop a new lifestyle, what is the point of consuming this content? That's what you have to ask yourself right now. What is the point of consuming this new content? Because it doesn't make you feel good? The problem is people are trapped. People are slaves to their own reality. And the sad thing is, there's only one reality. There is a different perspectives, but one reality. We live in a world where there's different perspectives, but one reality, gentlemen. And it's your job to find the truth. The truth, one thing that I've learned, that I've probably said it numerous times, the truth is not valued in this world. Corruption is valued in this world. If you still believe in authority, you are delusional in blue pill. The fact that you believe specifically that a human being can rule over you is nonsense. But that's something that's been inculcated into us since we were born. So we've been brainwashed from the start. You have to undo your thought process. There is no positive authority. That's a myth. Okay? That's just an excuse for them to tell you what to do. Specifically cops, people in the military, just people in general. There should be no one telling you what to do with yourself. Unless you're killing somebody, raping somebody, or stealing somebody. That's the only issue. Outside of that, no. Should not be controlled. And I think if you guys really read this book, The Dangerous Superstition that I left you, if you read the first chapter, the second chapter, you'll get an understanding of where I'm coming from. And you got to go from there. Everybody's not going to have the mental capacity. I'm not calling anybody stupid. I'm just saying everybody's not going to have the mental capacity to really digest the information and to decipher the relevant information from the irrelevant information. What's more important and what's not important. People can't decipher that. They can't decipher the two. So unfortunately, everybody can't handle the pressure. That's another thing. If you can't handle the pressure of being disliked, this is not the right road for you. Or you can look at yourself in the mirror tonight or today or wherever you are across the world. Look at yourself in the mirror, dig deep down and ask yourself, do I really consider myself out of the matrix? Why am I still looking for validation? Why do I care about what my parents think about me? Why do I care about whether I'm a beta male to society, or I'm not a real man, or I'm not this or I'm not that, I don't have a degree, I don't have this much money? Why do I care about these physical measurements of who I'm supposed to be? Those things don't measure who you are. They don't. When you think about it like this, whatever you do is pointless. It's futile. You make millions of dollars, you're not changing nobody's life. The more money you get, the more fake people come into your life. They're going to tell you you're all this, then when you die, life is going to go on. Humans are going to be the same with you, and they're going to be the same without you. Human nature is not changing. Period. Matter of fact, your physical self is already dead. Spiritually, you need to be awakened though. You need to be at peace. You need to be aware that there are retarded ass people out there that you got to deal with on a daily basis, and you need to have the spiritual awareness to deal with them, the spiritual ability to deal with them, to curve people with bad energy, to keep people out of your life, to understand I don't need to be here, I don't need to be here, I just need to be by myself. Because this world is toxic. We live in a toxic world. Period. And I'll just use the whole junk food analogy. If you're trying to get your body to a healthy level and you continuously eat junk food, you're not moving anywhere. And the type of music, and I'm talking about, you can have junk food for your brain. Your brain eats junk food, right? The type of material that you consume, good material that your brain takes in, that's junk food for your brain. If it's good material, if it's bad material for your brain, it's junk food for your brain. If you want your brain to have healthy food and healthy material, you gotta be vigilant about what you're taking in and what you're not taking in. All knowledge is not good knowledge. All knowledge is not good knowledge. There's some people that don't know. A lot of people, I'll take that back. There's a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That don't know anything. And they can persuade you to believe them. Don't fall for that. If you're still celebrating holidays, saying Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, you're still unfortunately blue-pilled. Those are paganism holidays. That ties into Christianity. Holiday means holy day. It means holy day. Just take out the I, put holy. That's a day that's celebrated in Christian community, man. I don't celebrate that because I'm an atheist. I don't believe in that stuff. I think that stuff is a waste of time. I think really most of these holidays just a gimmick just to get money, to get drunk, have parties, and give gifts. There's no point. You know, I think a lot of people, the problem is they would rather believe in a lie or, you know, some type of make-believe because it's fun. It's fun for them to follow bullshit than to actually live in the truth. I would rather live in the truth. And you have to decide, do you want to live in the truth? Are you afraid? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of living in the truth opposed to living into a fallacy? That's really what it is. Most of us, I don't know how old you guys are, but we've all been taught to live a fallacy. K-12 education, same thing. We were all trapped. And that's the unfortunate part. It seems like even with the older men, they stop evolving. They just get a job, they work there for 20 years, and then they retire, or 20, 25, 30 years, then they retire. They don't evolve. And then they tell the younger generation to do the same thing. I'm not doing that. Anybody younger than me, don't do that. Continue to evolve. Continue to unravel the truth. Don't follow the crowd. If you follow the crowd, you're weak. You conform, you're weak. If you are okay with being weak, unsubscribe from my channel. I don't want no weak people on my channel. I want renegades on my channel. I'm not the only renegade. There's more renegades out there. You be a renegade. You know, take it one step at a time. Get your life in order. As far as, you know, your mind, get your mind in order. Make a goal to set out for yourself. Time don't matter. Time is not relevant with this. You know, oh, I'm gonna start next year. Guess what? I've said this before. It doesn't matter what the year says or the time of day. The mind is the same. You're going to do the same thing over and over again. You have to stop right away. Break those habits. The mind looks for what's familiar to it. You understand? The mind looks for what's familiar. So if it's not familiar, if the mind is not familiar with the material, it's wrong. That's why most of us, including myself, are used to staying in our own way. We're hooked, that AKA bigotry. We're stuck in our own ways. We're stuck in our own lifestyle. You understand? A person from the hood or a person from an impoverished environment, they're going to gravitate towards people from an impoverished environment because that's what they're familiar with. They don't want to change that. A person who's in a rural environment, farming and stuff like that, they can't see outside of that. You know, a person raised by the church for 40 years, they can't see outside of that. It could still be a lie, but they don't know how to see outside of that. That lie is their truth. That lie is their truth. For me, I can see outside of that. Someone could probably say right now, oh, you must have been raised as an atheist. No, I wasn't. I was taught to be a Christian. But I chose within myself, and I didn't give a damn who liked me or didn't like me. I don't give a fuck if my family didn't like me. I didn't care who was going against me. I knew what the truth was. I knew that God wasn't real. I knew certain things weren't real. I wasn't doing them. That was flat out. You could not. I was stern on my decision. I was stern on my decisions. You have to be stern on your decisions. If you're not stern, if you're indecisive about what you want to do, you're always going to go back to your original indoctrination. You're always going to go back to your slave master. Okay? If you're not determined to run away from the plantation called the real world or whatever you want to call it, the blue pill world, you're always going to go back to your slave master. You're always going to go back to your initial ideology. You understand? Some of you could say, oh, this dude is crazy. I'm done listening to him. Unsubscribing from him. I'm going to go back to my original way of thinking because it made me feel good. And that's generally what most people do. They go back to their original comfort. Don't do that. You know, it's never too late. But you have to put it into your mind to do it. If you are afraid of being called weird, if you are afraid that you're not going to get a female, those things didn't matter in the first place. They shouldn't matter in the first place. And if you do care about those things, you're still insecure about yourself. Why? And you need to figure this out. Why are you insecure about yourself? You should be secure within yourself. Now, one word should be able to destroy you. Now, one opinion should be able to destroy you. Think about it. If those people in front of you are afraid of being themselves and they laugh at you for being yourself, that tells you how weak and pathetic and frightened they are. You are the renegade. You are the real quote-unquote alpha. But that's something you have to think about. Evolve. You understand? And create that energy that you desire. Build a force field around yourself to where no one could enter but like-minded people. That's it. And some of you may say, oh, so you're saying be closed-minded, close off certain people. You pretty much have to do that. You have to close off certain people. Period. You know, so at this particular point, at this particular junction in your life, wherever you are, you take in the information and you start looking at different things and you put together your conclusion. Start reading good books, credible books, factual books, not emotional books, and go from there, man. If you are a logical person, you will find yourself in the same conclusion. Be logical, not emotional. Not too emotional. But this is Renegade #1. Like the video, share, subscribe. Peace.